Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Oliver Joyce from Whiskey Barrel Studios, and it is a big week for Swords and Sandals Immortals because over the weekend, the teaser trailer and the coming soon page came out on Steam. And that is a huge, huge milestone because I've been working towards that since February, and I'm just thrilled to be finally able to show you game footage and pictures of the gladiators and the logo. There's so much to unpack there. So this video today is basically about just explaining what is in the game and what isn't in the game. And what I've basically, been able to throw up in the trailer is very much a work in progress version of the game. And there's been a lot of questions about that. So today we're going to watch the trailer again. Then we're going to watch it a third time as I break down a third time, assuming that you've already watched it once, which of course you have because you're Swords and Sandals fans. So I'm going to watch it again with you, and we'll pause it and break it down, and I'll just sort of explain what you see in there. I'm looking forward to this because there's just there's so much more than what you see there, and it's hard to sort of convey that in about a minute what this game is all about. But today we'll do our best. So first of all, let's jump over to the trailer now and have a quick watch, and I'll sort of stay silent for that first bit.
Defeated.
All right, there's the trailer with my first reaction video in the picture-in-picture. Hope that wasn't too cheesy. If you haven't seen it before, do yourself a favor and actually go see the proper video of it on my channel without me distracting you. What do you think so far? I'm really curious to know of your reaction to this trailer. We're going to go now, and I'm going to go through the video, and I'll pause and I'll talk about the individual scenes and what goes into them. All right, let's go through that trailer again. Okay, this first scene here is like a burning village, and you can kind of see there's actually some heat shimmering going on. The shadows underneath the gladiators are sort of shimmering, and that heat shimmer, it's a random chance it happens when you're fighting in very hot conditions. Places like this burning village, that happens often. You might get it a lot in the desert, and then randomly in a forest, that kind of thing, but not. Each arena has sort of like a heat range where it goes between cold and hot. And how this affects the gladiators means that if they're fighting in very hot conditions, certain gladiators may struggle. Things like Sagan blobs, which is sort of a gelatinous kind of thing, water-based creatures, don't really like fighting in the heat. The undead don't like fighting in the heat as well because they don't like the sun. Whereas you might find there are certain people from the Takash Desert, they thrive in it. They might get an attack bonus, that kind of thing. And you'll know at the beginning of the battle, I'll put up a little sort of, bonus modifier so you can kind of tell how the arena is going to affect you. Okay, see here, this shield arm lost. This happens. So in the trailer, you're going to see a lot of limbs lost. That happens because I set the critical hit up to basically every time in every bit because I wanted the trailer to look cool and show off the limb loss and everything. It's actually going to be much rarer in the full game. It generally happens once your armor breaks. The next hit or any hit you get on your skin, there is a chance that you'll lose a limb. You can see here where that is black. The armor is broken off, and he's also lost his arm. That little blood splat and the armor thing means the armor broke. And usually you'll see like helmet broken or something, but you also lost your arm, so that was more important. It shows you've now lost your shield arm, and you won't be able to use your shield next time. Here you see the attack wheel, classic attack wheel straight out of Sword and Sandals 2 and that kind of thing. It shows you percentage chance to hit, how much mana it will cost. Right now, stuff doesn't cost more than 1 mana for most of because I haven't really set the or essence mana, same thing. I always call it mana when it's, but you'll sort of see that at a glance. You can kind of tell how much each attack is going to cost. If you do rest, you get 5 back. Theatrics, Arcane Warfare are the 3 skill trees right now. There may be more, but if there are more, I'm going to have to make room in the skill tree. You can also use an item. It shows you another thing in the radial menu. You can also jump, and you can do that by swiping backwards or forwards. I'm going to do another video in a little while showing you some actual gameplay. We'll break it down a bit better than this. These guys are fighting the rain, and what you just saw there very quickly was a weapon being thrown. Once you've thrown a weapon, that's a particular warrior skill that goes on cooldown for sort of 6 or 7 weapons. And then when they throw the weapon, they'll switch to their ranged weapon if you have one. Otherwise, they'll switch to their shank, which is the backup dagger that you always have. Throwing your ranged or throwing your weapon means you can attack with your melee weapon for big damage. It's risky, but it's well worth it if you can hit them. This guy lost his leg, back leg lost. When you lose your leg, you'll move slower, backwards and forwards, and you can no longer jump. If you lose both legs, you walk really, really slow, or you don't walk, you move really, really slow. Again, the critical rolls are right up, and pretty much every big hit in this results in a limb being lost. But in the real game, that's a much more special thing, and it will require healing from the enchanter after the battle. Same with armor. You have to spend some money to repair your armor. Otherwise, you go into the next battle with armor hurt. That's how it is at the moment. I'll play around with that a bit. And these guys are just having a bit of a regular fight with the limb loss turned off for this battle. Though you do see some helmet broken, shoulder guard broken. I still had the critical hits turned up quite high. When you have more armor, it'll last a lot longer and you won't find it breaking as quickly. Up in the corner, you can see this little sort of rainbow colored line that goes from dark red through yellow, white to blue. That is going to be your rage / stress meter. Not in the game yet, but the more hits you take, the more stressed you get, and that will actually probably increase your damage because you're sort of stressed, but your chance to hit will go down. When it goes up, actually it's not stress, it's stress. It's not a rage meter in the positive direction, it's an inspiration meter. Well, that's what the working title of it is. The higher that goes up, you get a bonus to your chance to hit. So the more you successfully hit, the more you're awarded for that. That's how it is at the moment anyway. Not every race will have this. Automatons don't have feelings, they don't care. Undead probably don't get inspired like that as well. They don't get stressed anyway. And other races may be more susceptible to these things. Got to play around with that. We've got a lot to do with all that. What you see in the trailer is very basic gladiators fighting each other. Some people also asked me about different body shapes and so on. You can actually adjust the height and the width of your gladiator. If you increase the weight, they get all big and muscly. This gladiator right here doesn't have that. You can see his arms are not quite as defined, so he's on the sort of the average body weight. I'll probably be adding in a skinny body type as well later down the track. But yeah, that is going to be in the game, as well as beards and facial accessories, that kind of thing. It's all in the game. Okay, that was a quick one, but that was an example of a ranged weapon. You can see just down here, there's an arrow that's bounced off this gladiator and fallen on the ground. Ranged weapons will have limited ammo, but you'll be able to increase the quiver of your ammo or, the battery pack or whatever it is via visiting the armorer. Everyone's favorite, a taunt that rips this character's head off. This may not be in the full version, but I thought it'd be fun for the trailer. Some people said, oh, that's unrealistic, but yeah, the whole thing is unrealistic. Taunts will have different things like be able to intimidate or boast, and that will sort of have positive or negative effects on your gladiator and the other gladiator for the purposes if he taunted and this person has now lost their head, as you do. Okay, drinking a potion. That's one of the use item skills. When you drink the potion, health goes back up, as you can see in the top corner. And then he's going to now throw this potion at our friend here and hit him in the face. That's a random thing. That doesn't happen all the time. If you go and stand close, you can hit them in the face and do 1 point of damage. Otherwise, they just drop the potion on the ground like the litter bugs they are. Background here, you see is a medieval arena, which I haven't populated with a crowd yet. You can see the Colosseum at the end has a full sort of Swords and Sandals crowd. This one right now is just a background. Really cool art, though, from a guy called Juju Arts, who I commissioned to do this background. Yeah, he just got hit in the face with the potion, and he's not happy about it. It's the last, basically. Okay, this is a Sagan blob. As you can kind of see there, that's a heart. There's a heart flying around, landing on the ground there. This Sagan blob, when you see the Sagan blobs in the game, they are voiced by my son, Isaac Joyce, who very graciously did all the sounds for the Sagan blobs. So they'll be like, ow, ow. I think it's really cool, kind of cute. You can change the default voice if you wish to other voices. You can also change the pitch to make them more or less high pitched, but I get a crack out of seeing that, and he loves it as well. This poor Sagan blob has lost its heart, as you do. That weird sound effect is actually a laugh played backwards. Okay, this is the Grand Arena in Doomtrack, and you can see the first glimpse at an automaton with an autocannon. Yes, automatons are going to be playable races in the game, very much so. You'll be able to play as automatons, and there'll be automatons to fight. They also don't all look like this one with the skeletal head. You have to change the head of the automaton, and there'll be certain automaton heads that aren't available for unique bosses and that kind of thing. What you also see in this menu is the various taunts. Taunting, I think, does physical damage. Intimidate lowers their, increases their stress. Boast increases your inspiration. Threaten, I can't remember what that does. Maybe it sort of makes them move backwards. They're not in the game yet. The only one that's really working is the taunt. They all have a nice animation, but they don't do anything yet. I just sort of string that all together. What you also see in this trailer so far, people sort of said, we don't like the animations that much. Some people said that. There was only 3 attack animations, I believe, maybe 4. There's a whole much more I have to do. I'm going to refine them and so on. There's a lot of work to be done with the animations. I basically wanted to get a trailer up as quickly as I could with the footage that I had. And don't base your impressions of the game on what you see now in a negative way, if possible, because the animations will improve, and I will, of course, be adding lots more variety and, a lot more interesting. Like if you have a 2-handed weapon, there'll be 2-handed weapon animations, that kind of thing. The other thing to bear in mind is just the way the characters are drawn. You can't animate them the same way you could in the old Flash days. That's gone. You have to sort of forget about that, unfortunately, because those were full-on, straight, like almost Egyptian-looking cartoons, and you could move them in a different way. Without Flash, I don't have that sort of animation ability, unfortunately. But I'm doing the best I can, and I hope you will like the final result of the animations. So give them a chance. Anyway, watch this. So he just lost 950 points. That was just a random number I put for the automaton's autocannon. I wanted him to take a ton of damage. As you can see up here, the automaton only has 35 health and 30 essence. Obviously, that's going to change. Those little things in the corner as well are your gladiators' level, the character level, their alignment, and their power score, which is a number based on all their strength and stats and everything. You've seen that in previous Sword and Sandals games. I'm going to work on that. And there's also going to be spare or kill, a thumbs up, thumbs down, which will affect your alignment. And having positive or negative alignments will give you access to different armor, weapons, and maybe even abilities.
You have been defeated.
That's my voice. That's me doing the announcer for the game. There's going to be this Mortal Kombat style, excellent, that kind of thing in the game. I'm doing the voice right now. And we may, I can't confirm this yet, but we may have a very, very special guest, hopefully as an alternate announcer. But I'll let you know about that more if and when it happens. This, of course, is the game logo designed and put together by Bokimi, my awesome friend from Russia, Alexander Terentev. And he is incredible. He's done all the art for the game, all the character art anyway. The background art is a mix of different things. But I'm so proud of what he's done. I hope you like it. It, of course, is my art direction, but he's put his heart and soul into it. And, you know, this game is very much most similar to Sword and Sandals 3. We couldn't go on with the Sword and Sandals 2 art style forever because, to be honest, I'm the only one that can really draw exactly like that. I've seen people come close, but it's really hard to match my art style. And if it doesn't quite look like my art style, I'd rather it look better and different. And because I'm programming the game, I don't have the time to do all the art for the game anymore. Otherwise, it'd take 5 years to get this out, and you guys want to see it. I want to see it out there. Oh yeah, wishlist this game, please. If you are a fan of Swords and Sandals, this will be the Swords and Sandals for you. I hope, you know. Wishlisting the game is so important because it gets the game on Steam's radar. I've had a number of wishlists right now, about 250. That's a good start. It's a good start, but we really need thousands. We really want to have 5,000 up to 10,000 before this game finally goes live, just to really get it out there and get it in the eye of the public. So please wish this the game and tell your friends and that kind of thing. I'm going to be hammering home that point in every video from here on in. You'll really get sick of me, but I'll make it worth your while, and you'll want to wish this the game, I hope. That little end flourish at the end was done by Tekel Agogia, which I may have butchered his pseudonym, but he's a great composer from Brazil who has done a remix of the Sword and Sandals 3 theme. And of course, I want to point out the amazing theme for that trailer is actually the title theme from the game, done by Electro, Alex Tassani. Just a fantastic composer with just a ton of talent. I'm so proud to have him on board, and that theme just really makes the game. I feel like I can't stop listening to it. There's also going to be some really cool heavy metal themes for those who like Sword and Sandals 3's Gladiator with the electric guitar kind of thing. There's an excellent band who's done a cover version of that, and I'll be revealing that in the coming weeks to months that will go into the game. And I think if you like that old theme, you're going to love this one as well. I'm toying with the idea of having some orchestral music in the game. Just depends on budget and time. We'll see. Anyway, that's the breakdown of the trailer as it is. Everything has been put together using the very minimum I could get my hands on to put the trailer out there. Because basically, when you make a game dev, you want to have a Steam trailer up as quick as you can so you can start gathering those wish lists and start getting interest in your game. Because if you leave that too late, your game goes up with not many wish lists and not many people find out about the game, and then it disappears into the void. And that's happened to me in previous games that haven't done as well as I'd hoped. And I really want and I need Sword and Sandals Immortals to do well and to basically live on forever. Otherwise, it may be a dark time for the franchise, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But we've got a lot of hope pinned on this game. There is a lot more to be revealed in the coming months and weeks, and I can finally show you all the art and that kind of thing. And as I see new stuff, I will show you. As I make new things, I will show you each week. And I want to thank you for your patience and all your fantastic feedback on the game thus far. Please tell your friends about the game and get them to wishlist. And if you like this channel but haven't subscribed yet, then now, my friends, is the time to subscribe. Damn it, I stuffed it. And join in the fun and write comments. You can get in touch with me here. You can track me down on Discord. I'm there every week updating, and also be posting on Steam as well with updates. There's so much more to making games than just coding. You've really got to handle it all. I got to do a ton of community stuff as well, which is the great thing because there is such a great community there. But from here on in, we really ramp things up. I've said the game will be, released in April next year. That's a date I've just sort of pulled out very roughly. Maybe before that, maybe hopefully not after that, but we've got a lot of work to do to get to that point. And I'm hoping to get this game in the Steam Next Fest. I had hoped to get the one for October, but it's way too soon. So there's going to be a big festival in February of next year where you'll be able to play a full demo of this game. And it'll, I think it'll look pretty spectacularly improved from what you see here. This is just a taste of what Swords and Sandals Immortals will deliver. Anyway, my friends, thank you for staying with me thus far and for sharing my enthusiasm and inspiration for the Sword and Sandals series, and in particular this new one, Sword and Sandals Immortals, which I hope to be the very greatest and lasting game in the series. And until next time, my friends, I better get back to work because it's almost 11 o'clock here and I haven't done anything yet. Have a brilliant week and bye for now.